Welcome back to Film Buff Bros, and in this episode, we're going to talk about our favorite, The Simpsons Christmas episode.
Dope.
Haha. So I'm going with season 7, episode 11, which, something about Marge Not Proud, I think is the title. It's the one where Bart gets caught shoplifting at the Try and Save. I got quite a few notes here, so I'm just going to power through them really quickly. Lots of cool guest appearances from Krusty the Clown at the beginning, comic store guy, Millhouse, the bullies, the group of bullies, Nelson and Jimbo, and then the bratty kid. I think he was only in that episode, the bratty kid and his mom, where he's telling her to buy the video game for him, being super disrespectful to his mom, and she's treating him very nicely. And he's like, I'm not sharing with whatever the sister's name is. And so you better get her a copy too. She buys like two copies. Lots. So many great lines. I'm just going to rattle off a few of the lines here. Bart says, Christmas time is where people of all religions come together to worship Jesus Christ. Mom... when Bart's trying to get Millhouse to share playing the video game with him, Millhouse won't let him. And Millhouse's name that he tries to enter in, because you only have X amount of digits that you can enter your name in. So instead of, he's trying to have Thrill House, but it says Thrill Ho. And then he won't let Bart play, and then he yells to his mom. He's like, "Mom, Bart's swearing," and he's not swearing. Homer telling Bart that he can relate into wanting to get this Christmas gift that Bart really wants, the video game Bone Storm, but Homer says his parents bought him the gift and he was the happiest kid ever, but Marge refuses to buy Bart the gift. And Nelson says to Bart, shoplifting is a victimless crime, like punching someone in the dark. And what else there's so many. Homer's talking to Marge about the punishment for Bart, and he's like, no eggnog and no stealing for 3 months. And I think I really like juxtaposition in art, and in this case, it's a Christmas episode, and I think you find it in a lot of Christmas movies where there's a juxtaposition between kind of a dark topic. In this case, shoplifting and a mom being really disappointed in her son. Another line when Bart gets busted by the security guard, the mom who's spoiling her kids, she says, that boy's parents must have made some terrible mistakes. And then her son says, shut up, Mom. The Troy McClure, another guest appearance in it, the Phil Hartman, one of Phil Hartman's characters. And he says he's doing an anti-shoplifting video that the security guard shows to Bart, and he says, I'm going on quite a while here. He says, Troy McClure says, I'm doing this video as a part of like my community service for the good people at Foot Locker, right? So he's busted shoplifting, so I like that irony there. I'm basically just listing off like incidences in it. I figured how can I approach talking about this episode, and it's just so well paced, and when we talk about some other Christmas episodes of other TV shows, I like linear stuff more, where it's one story and it's not going all over the place, and the jokes are kind of pertinent to the subject matter. So that's like really going to be a theme with the Christmas episodes that we discuss. Yes, I just a more like basic story. It just kind of feels more appropriate for a cartoon. It's kind of childlike, it's simple, and it's definitely one of my favorite Christmas cartoon episodes, and also one of my favorite Simpsons episodes. Just so well paced. I think it was when Conan O'Brien was still writing for them, and Greg Daniels from The American Office, and it's just like they're just like punchline, so many funny lines. So the last one I'm going to say, when Bart runs home after the security guard leaves a message on their phone machine, Bart rushes back to switch the tape, just like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and he switches it with a tape where the guy singing is like, "Hello, mother, hello, father, I'm at Camp Granada." And then Homer's listening to the tape and he's like, "Marge, is Lisa at Camp Granada?" He thinks that's fucking Lisa singing. Like, oh man, yeah, it's so good. Anyway, yeah, I rambled on long enough here.
Yeah, man, Christmas stuff. We should do just Christmas cartoon episodes. Charlie Brown, Garfield, a lot of great ones, right?
Yeah.
I hadn't watched Simpsons for so long, man, and I just can't remember the last time I watched it. And I knew I wanted to watch sort of an era that was when we were at the teen center and sitting around and everyone would get together on Thursday or Sunday night or whatever it was. Has it aged well, The Simpsons? Sort of. In a way it has, because it is so well done. It was so well written and so well paced. But it's safe. It's quite safe compared to the stuff we see, like we're doing South Park and Family Guy. But it's still enjoyable. And I watched this. This was from like the 8th season or 9th season or something. So it was around 97 or something like that, 98, called Miracle on Evergreen Terrace, where Bart accidentally burns down the Christmas tree because he goes down early, little shit. He goes down early, burns down the tree. It all melts. The plastic tree melts into the presents. He hides it in the backyard under the snow. The whole town rallies around them, gives them $15,000. For some reason, they just go buy a new car. Like that's when they spend the money on. They crash the car. And it's like the telltale heart, I noticed, like where Bart's like the guilt of lying is getting to him. Everyone's rallying around them. There's like, poor sick kids that are like, "Bart, we'll give you our only $1." And he's like, "Oh my God." So it's like the telltale heart. Finally, he ends up admitting it. The whole town turns on them, and it ends with them coming and stealing everything from the Simpsons. Like,
right.
and then they start dancing or playing hide and go seek because they only have one towel after playing, like, "That's my towel." So I think a lot of these Christmas ones come down to family. Which if you don't have a really good family situation, it's hard to watch these sometimes. Like if you don't, if you do have like a pretty good family, then they're enjoyable. But it's all like a lot of themes, like greed. Like greed is one. He came down early to open his presents because he was unappreciative and greedy. And some of the other episodes we're going to talk about here, similar themes. But I laughed a bit, but like it's honestly. It's just it's so safe. It's way too, like, none of the jokes were like even close to the Family Guy or the South Park sort of sense of humor. So, but it's still enjoyable, and I still think that there's great characters in that show, and I just probably will again. I'll probably never watch The Simpsons. I don't know, as far as I can see again, just because it's aged well a little bit, but mostly I feel it hasn't aged well because it just has so much that's come after it that has pushed the envelope much more than they did. But they were amazing at the time they came out, The Simpsons. So, yeah.
All right, that's our episode for this week. Tune in next week for another episode, and have a happy holidays.
Joyeux Noël.